AskLR8Life.com. Hey guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lew will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lew. Here's Coach Lew.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's Coach Lew here. Welcome to Monday morning. Today's the day we talk about controlling change. Do you feel in control? Have you been, doing the shows the past few weeks and really got a good basis for today as we're ramping up to the end of the month to really put it all together? And you're like, yeah, I'm in control of this. I control all change. Yeah, I no matter what comes at me, I'm in control of it. Bullshit. Let me tell you, you are not in control of change as such as an overall. You control what change means to you. You control what you can control, but there are things you cannot control when it comes to change. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt out of control of the change around you and just felt like no matter what you do or how hard you try, it just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming, and you cannot get a handle on it? You swear you're going to do it, you know what you want, and stuff keeps happening. So let me give you a little story. It's always funny the way God, or however we call you, Creator, delivers your message to you for the day. And it's funny how it gets delivered to me. Tooling along, I think this has been a great month of the show. Change is all around us in this world, and we really need to be prepared and really get in control of it, right? Well, this morning I get up and I'm like really excited, and I can't wait to get the show going. That's the only thing I'm excited about. Before I woke up, I was dreaming of being in Hawaii, but it was the last day there. It was supposed to be Hawaii. But it was this is a reoccurring dream, okay? Now, it's not always Hawaii, but it's somewhere amazing. That place you want to be, that everything, life is great, and it's about to change. So I'm going, all right, I got one more day left here. I really don't want to go home. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. And this is a metaphor. So, it's like change is coming and it wasn't the change I wanted. So I'm like, well, I want to go ride on that river thing that goes around the resort again one more time because it was just heaven, okay? Being in this place. So I get out there and I'm like, all right, I should be able to walk to it because technically I should be in the resort, but I'm not. So I get on the highway, but yet all the highways are unusual to me and I don't know them because this isn't my hometown and I'm lost and I can't find that last day of this beautiful place I want to be in and I just want to enjoy one more day of it and it starts to devolve to I'm lost, I'm out, I'm going back. This change happened, that beautiful world, beautiful life, beautiful vacation, whatever it is, was there. Have you ever been in that spot where you've gone, oh, I'm here, this is it, I'm loving it, and wham, something comes back and you go, okay, back to reality. Well, that's the feeling I was having. So I woke up like that. So I was in a little bit of a mood when I woke up because I'm like, okay, that was really wonderful. Not the getting up and living where I live and everything. Life is awesome. Okay, but this was like that 10 levels up of amazing. And I was like, okay. So I get up and I'm getting going. We have no raspberries. The mangoes are out. My avocado was half spoiled. Dishes are built up in the sink because of this move. Okay, change. It was good change, but we're not settled, not in. Not totally, can't put my hands on everything I need. Things are happening, little repairs that need to be done. The AC isn't blowing that cold, which, is like, all right, so we got an appointment this morning to get that fixed. It's not that any of it's oh my God, overwhelming, but I've started to feel this little bit of overwhelm. So I'm tooling along, okay? Eat breakfast to the best of my ability. Watch a quick episode on YouTube. It was Ed Milet and Lewis Howes, and it was like, something today is going to give you an epiphany. And I'm like, oh, I like this. Okay, so I'm tooling along. Stuff is just, oops, I spilled something. Oops, I dropped something. And the clock is ticking away, and, I got up, did most of my morning routine, but it was just a little off. There's a reason I'm telling you all this, not to gripe and complain. So it's pouring rain out and thundering and lightning, and it's like, okay, we need the rain, but it's Monday morning and I really like to have the view that we have now is like, yeah, when the sun's out and it comes up over that little lake back there, it's like, woo, it's gray and miserable. So I'm like, all right, but don't let that affect your attitude. Have you ever had one of those mornings? Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I can't wait to do the show. And it's like, all right, the time is going by quicker this morning for some reason. So I'm like, oh yeah, all right, get cleaned up, shave, and just everything I did. So I'm all ready to go, and I'm like, yeah, brush my teeth, gotta brush my teeth. A little discombobulated, so I go in to brush my teeth and splash water all over my clothes. I mean, just, and I'm like, and I'm like, stop. This is a sign. There's some change needs to happen here. And that was the moment of that epiphany. That change doesn't only happen when you're like in the perfect spot, in the perfect mood, and it's all good and you just decide and it all happens. No, stuff comes flying at you. The more you commit to changing, the more you commit to taking a step up, the harder you're going to get hit with resistance. Okay? When it gets the toughest, the darkest, when you're after something and it seems like you're not going to get there, that is the time you're the closest. I've heard it put, it's the darkest right before dawn. It's the hardest right before you make a breakthrough. And I'm like, son of a bee. I gotta live by this own standard and this stuff I teach. I'm pissed this morning. I was pissed. It was like one thing after another. And I'm like, that's a sign it's time for a change. I can't function like this. Can't function at my best. And then I'm like, all right, I'll get to the show. Oh my God, I forgot to make my mic hot. And I'm like, again, the preparation. The decision of what my outcome was, but my map was a little off this morning. My surroundings, my environment were not quite where they should be. So the change that I received this morning was a little wake up. You need to take more control of this stuff. Hey, guess what day it is? It's almost tax day. And if you're scrambling today, that means you didn't take control earlier. Okay, none of us love tax day. Nobody gets excited and go, oh, let me contribute to the greatness of what our government does. Okay, no, we're contributing to waste in a lot of cases. We're contributing to people who know how to work a system and cheat, while people who really need that money that we work hard for and contribute in, can't get help. And you go, something's got to change. Yes, it doesn't matter which political party you are, things are not right. And you go, something's got to change. But what are you going to do about it? Something's got to change in my life because I'm disorganized. What are you going to do about it? Something's got to change in this business because it's, not doing what it used to. What are you going to do about it? Something's got to change in this relationship. What are you going to do about you? See, everybody wants to say it's the spouse's fault, it's the kid's fault, it's this fault, it's the parent. It's the one thing you bring through the door every single day, whether it's going to work, whether it's when you come home at night, whether it's whatever you do, is you. So if change has to happen, would it be safe to say that change begins with you? Would it also be safe to acknowledge that not all change is within your control? So today's show is about taking control of the change. This is quite a primer for what we're actually going to teach. Because what I'm going to teach this morning is pretty easy, pretty simple, but I wanted to give you a little primer for it. Because you know what? I said this morning, something's got to change. Okay? Something's got to change. There's a lot of somethings that have to change. Okay, there's a next level ready to pop out for the show, for stuff I got going on, stuff I'm doing for you guys. And it just seems like every time I turn around, something's grabbing my attention, something's pulling. BS! I've got to change me, my attitude, my schedule, my planning to be able to bring to you the best that I can, bring the outcome. Okay? Not saying, oh my God, I'm a total failure, but I have to acknowledge that I haven't been quite on top of everything like I should. And that shit's changing today. How about you? You want to join me in this journey? All right, so how do you take control of change? Number one, and this one I beat to death, decide your outcome. You got to write this stuff down. Put it in writing, put it in typing, put it in voice memo. Whatever form works for you, but what is your actual outcome? You might say, well, they have some change. Something's got to change. You said it yourself, coach. Shit's got to give. Right. What exactly is it? What is your exact outcome you're going to be after this month, this week, this year, this 6 months? It's kind of like setting a goal, but this is an overall outcome. What really needs to change for you? And not so much only what needs to, but what do you want to change that would make your life better, make your life better for your family, make your life, your business better, your community better, whatever it is. What is it that you need to change today? Okay, it doesn't mean that at all you just make the decision and it all changes, but change happens in an instant. It's the follow-up that takes more time. It's the preparation that takes time, but when you decide, a decision is in a heartbeat. So decide here and now, what is your outcome? What is the, not just something's got to change or this has to change, what exactly has to change and how do you want it to be? Write it down, be as deliberate and Use as much description and describe it to a T. The clearer you are, the more likely you are to get there. Number 2, decide what is this meaning of change to you? What does it mean when you change this? Okay? What does it mean when you change your morning routine to match your new schedule, your new commitment, your new job, your new relationship, your new baby coming maybe, your new grandbaby, your new whatever this outcome that you've written down? What does this mean to you? What is the meaning? Maybe you'll get your purpose of why from this, okay? And like we said before, we're all going to say, we're coming away from this morning, we're going to know how to make change and how to take control of it, right? What about the things you still can't control the changes? You can't control the change in the weather. I would have loved to pop the door open this morning and gone, oh, look at this beautiful sunshine and sunrise over the lake, and look at this, and look, it's crappy and dirty and gray out. What's the meaning? Well, we have been really dry here in Florida, and we really need some rain. And maybe there's critters out there that have been really thirsty, or homeless people that are really starting to smell that could use a shower whether they want it or not. See, now I look and go, oh, the critters get to drink and the grass gets greener, and this is part of the evolutionary processes that go on every day to keep our environment clean and healthy. All right, we needed this rain. Was it convenient? Was it motivating? Probably not so much, but now I look at it and go, oh, yeah, but things are cleaner. It's cooled off a little bit. It's not quite as hot. Oh, yeah, and it's going to clear up later. The meaning is, in a few hours, it's going to be a beautiful day. Instead of, it's frickin' rain, this damn rain, it's slowing everything up. Which serves you better? To go, oh, it's rainy, miserable, or to go, we really need this rain, and you know what? Later today, it's going to be even nicer because it rained. Do you see the difference? If you're watching me live on a video platform, you see the look on my face is, oh, it's raining, or as opposed to, wow, this is going to make for even a nicer day later on. So assigning a new meaning to the changes you can't control. And you might go, what are you talking about? Well, guess what? What if they raise your taxes 4%? Can't control it. I mean, you can, work a little harder, keep a little better bookkeeping so that you don't miss out on any write-offs, but there's a point where you're going to pay that extra 4% of taxes of the tax bracket you're in. You can sit there and go, oh, this is destroying me. Okay, it's annoying, yes, but is it destroying you? No. Make 10% more so that you actually offset that and are a little further ahead after that. And you might go, well, I work a salaried job. We'll either get a raise or get a side hustle. It's not that difficult to take something to the next level. You might say, I don't have any time for that. Well, you can keep going with excuses and excuses. Or you can say, you know what, I can't control this, but the meaning is something that serves you. All right, I can't control a tax raise, but I certainly can use it to motivate me to make more money so that I'm actually further ahead even after paying that tax. Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that feel better in your wallet at the end of the month, or whatever you want to use as an analogy here? People get weird about age. Oh, I'm getting old. Well, how about you work a little harder, eat a little cleaner, work a little better on your body, take a little better care of yourself, and suddenly maybe at 55 you'd suddenly turn around and go, man, I feel better than I did at 45. Or maybe you're not that old, maybe you're 35 and you're going, I feel way better than I did at 25. I got to admit, I probably feel better than I did at 25. Okay, I was not probably the prime of my life health-wise, okay? As most of you know, I really don't drink or I don't smoke. But you know what? Well, maybe not 25, but a little younger than that. Maybe I was drinking a little more than I should have, and I smoked and ate crappy food. And so, yeah, I definitely feel better than I did when I was 25. You see the difference there? It's assigning a meaning. Okay, so Then, number 4, you got to focus on what you can control and take massive action on it. Again, let's use a tax bump. Oh, I'm in the next tax bracket. I'm paying 4% more. Oh my God, now I'm actually getting less. Okay, well, you can't control that. That's, you can vote, you can do your best to get the right candidates, etc., but you can't always control when something like that happens. What you can control is, say, I'm going to bump my income by 10 or 15% to offset that and have more left over at the end of it. Win-win, okay? How do you focus on what you can control and take massive action? You can sit there and go, well, I really need to take on a second job, or I really need to take on a little side hustle, or make my job more productive. And you can do a little bit of action and, well, I made up for that 4%. Or you can go, hey, I've jumped it by 15%. I'm ahead of the game. Which is more exciting to you? Little bit of action or massive action? Okay? So hopefully you got your a really good handle on this. So remember, decide that outcome. Get really clear on what it is you want and what time frame. Decide the meaning of that change. What is it going to give you? Well, if I don't do it, I'm going to end up divorced because my relationship's in the toilet. But if I do this, we could go, be like lovebirds like we were in the beginning. Which is better? What does it mean to you? And then you say, is it worth putting the effort in? And hear the thunder in the background. I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but it's rolling this morning here in Central Florida. But you know what? That's bringing in spring growth. We may have a little bit of a hurricane season this year. I don't know. It's what looks like one of those springs. But you know what? Even if that happens, guess what? There's always opportunity in it, no matter what happens. So assign a meaning to the changes you can't control. This happened to me, that happened to me, this happened to me. Okay, well, what did you learn? Well, I learned never to touch the hot stove again. Okay, good. What else did you learn? Well, I learned that the stove isn't a bad thing. You just don't put your hand on the burner because the stove can feed you. Oh, so there is a positive meaning to a stove other than burning your hand. Yes, there is. And it's a good one because I learned to cook this. Okay, goofy examples, guys, but this is the easy way to get this through to you. We don't want to sit there and talk about psychological theory all morning. I want to give you something you can go, that makes sense. All right, so then focus on what you can control and take massive action on it. Doesn't mean you ignore what you can't control. See it, take it for what it is, ask what it really means, and what can you do with it, and then focus on the stuff that you can control that gives you the most reward, gives you the most result, and take massive action on it. One of the biggest lies we've ever been told is that you focus on your weaknesses to get them better, okay? And some people are like, well, ignore your weaknesses. Some of my mentors are like, ignore your weaknesses, only focus on your strengths and make them even better. Your weaknesses will pull the hatch door on you if you don't watch it. But you give them less focus. They're there. It's like a landmine in a big old field, and there's one landmine in 5 acres. Your chances of stepping on that landmine aren't that great, but you need to be aware that it's out there. But you don't need to just freeze and stop moving and starve to death and become dehydrated and die in the hot sun because you're afraid of the one little landmine on this whole 5-acre plot. Okay? So that's a balance of going, I'm going to focus mostly on getting to the other side where the water and the food is, but I am going to be aware that there is a landmine and I am going to, acknowledge and do what I can not to step on it. But it's not going to stop me from getting across. Okay, this is what I don't want anything to stop you from crossing to where you're at, to where you want to be. Okay, and that change is your bridge. Change is not this miracle thing that just happens. Let me tell you something. If you don't take action, if you don't plan it, if you don't focus on what it is you want, Change is going to happen regardless. If you don't do anything, you're going to go backwards. There is no, oh, if I don't change, I'm going to stay right where I'm at. Nope. You will go backwards. If you don't change your body for the positive, it'll change for the negative. If you don't change finances for the positive, they'll go towards the negative. If you don't put something positive into your relationships, they're going to go into the negative and probably disappear as time goes on. All right, so next week we're going to go into change, the way that you use change so that it empowers you. Next week we're going to change the way we use change to empower you. Did you follow all that? So we're going to put it all together. It's just going to be a quick outline of how you can do it. Next week's show is going to be fun. Please send me some questions. Post questions wherever you're seeing this. Email me questions. Go on the site acceleratelife.com or coachlew.com. Send me some questions that you have on this material, guys. I'll be happy to answer it, happy to shed more light for you, because it's my goal to see you live your best life ever. That's why I do this show. It's for you guys. But in the long run, in full circle coming around, when I do something for you, it comes back to me, because that's what energizes me, is to help you. Does that make sense? That's where you really start to win in life, that what you do affects somebody else, but gives you the ability to know that you're helping somebody. What a great concept, huh? So make sure you're here next Monday, ready to ask questions as I reveal the secret to harnessing change you really want. It's going to be simple, but really do your homework today. Work on that outcome. Work on those steps we went through. And if you didn't get everything, you can just watch the replay at XLR8life.com. That's XLR8life.com. Go back and see the replay, or catch, Breakthrough with Coach Lew on Spotify, on Apple iTunes, Google iPlay, whatever. Probably on every platform out there. So do this work. It's worth it. The few minutes you put into you is going to pay you back tenfold. All right, so I'm going to have one little sip of my Life Boost coffee. If you go on the site and you're looking at the post on the replay, I'll have a link for Life Boost. Why do I drink it? Organic, mycotoxin free, absolutely delicious, low acid, the way coffee should be. All the good stuff of coffee without all the bad. In the meantime, guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. This is Coach Lew signing off for this week. Be blessed. Have an amazing day. Thanks for attending Breakthrough with Coach Lew this morning. Have a great one.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lew himself. As Coach Lew always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dreams.